so pleased and privileged to be a part of this mural event where we are celebrating the culmination of a new addition, a beautiful new addition to downtown Little Rock. This, for our part, I mean, it feels like this has been such a quick and efficient process from start to finish, but I know that this has been an ongoing plan and a process that has taken some time to come to fruition, but it really is something special that we think is going to make a mark in downtown Little Rock, and we're so happy to be a part of this. I want to recognize some very special people who I know have a lot to do with pulling this off. First, I want to start with our governor, Asa Hutchinson. Just thank you for your support, not only of the Keep Arkansas Beautiful Commission and their efforts for educating students and their youth education program, but just your efforts to support students and public schools in our state in general. I can't imagine that we would have made it to this point through all of the craziness of the last 18 months or so with COVID and all of the things going on if we hadn't had you at the helm leading us and supporting the local schools and the school boards and educators and parents and doing what's best for kids to keep us all safe. So personally, I want to thank you for all you've done for us, but I'm also thanking you on behalf of your support for Keep Arkansas Beautiful and for this project, which we're so excited about. I also want to recognize and acknowledge Ms. Stacy Hurst, the secretary for the, where did she go? Back here. The secretary for the Arkansas Department of Parks, Heritage, and Tourism, and appreciate your leadership in all of the efforts to keep Arkansas beautiful. We love to think about when we think of Arkansas as a natural state and all of the natural beauty, the parks, the state parks, the rivers, all of that. We also think of downtown Little Rock and the urban core as being part of why it's so important that we keep Arkansas beautiful. So thank you for your efforts across the state. I want to recognize Mark Camp, the executive director for Keep Arkansas Beautiful, and his team, and thank them for this great partnership that we've been excited to become a part of and excited for the future and the educational efforts that will come from this. I want to acknowledge our downtown elementary school director, Ms. Melissa Hurst, who's the principal or director of the school where the mural is located, and thank her for all of the work that she did to help with the logistics of getting this done in such a timely manner. I want to recognize Ron Wolf, the original illustrator for Otto the Otter, and these neat efforts that are going to be going on and continuing to go on with the youth education program to let people know and let our children know how important keeping Arkansas beautiful is. And finally, Joel Boyd, the muralist, who did such a great job on this. The first time I tried to stay away until the work was basically done. The first time I drove by, I was just blown away. It is so colorful, so beautiful. When Gabe Holstrom, is Gabe here? When Gabe Holstrom from the Downtown Partnership first approached me about this, we've been down in that building for almost 14 years, and it was kind of I don't know, we haven't really thought about doing anything with that. And then I saw the designs and the idea for what we could do, and it just fits so perfectly for me with what we see as our role in downtown Little Rock and right there in the middle of the business district to continue to make sure that we represent and reflect a positive message for our children about education, but just this tie-in and partnership with the premise of keeping Arkansas beautiful just seemed like the perfect fit. And so I want to thank everyone that was involved and just say, again, we couldn't be more pleased to have been invited to be in this project and excited about the future of this partnership. So now I want to turn it over to Mark Camp from the Keep Arkansas Beautiful Commission.
Thank you, Dr. Bacon. And I want to just start off and to thank MHP, Team SI, that through the years, the whole development of all of this, they were so important in everything we did. And you talk about the colors and everything is so beautiful. And yes, they're right there. The genius is right there. But anyway, thank you so much because, it would not have happened without you. And I really appreciate that. In 2018, Keep Arkansas Beautiful launched Otto the Otter as our mascot to teach children the importance of litter prevention. Otto has reached out to youths and families across the state. We have animated public service announcements, so we've had cartoons, the children's book, activity books. He has done speaking engagements, even though he didn't speak. He's even done radio, believe it or not. And Otto is very, very sought after across the state. And we're, of course, very, very excited about that. Literary education has always been a very important focus for both the governor and myself as executive director of Keep Arkansas Beautiful. We understand that behavior changes in adults. It's very, very difficult. Otto the Otter helps us teach children starting at a very young age about lifelong habits and the importance of not littering. Since its release of the book that we have distributed between the book and the coloring and activity books, over 50,000 copies across the state through the Department of Education, to schools and libraries across the state. The mural installation on East End Playground will be a reminder to students and Little Rock of the importance of a clean, green, litter-free Arkansas. 10,000 copies of the book that are being reprinted with the governor's letter to the children of Arkansas and the people of Arkansas, which we're waiting for, will be out very, very soon. With that, I want to introduce our governor, Asa Hutchinson.
Thank you, Mark, and thank you, Otto. It is good to see you again. And I'm really here today to express my thanks to the Commission for your leadership. You are volunteers, but you believe in the mission of keeping Arkansas beautiful, and I appreciate your service to the state of Arkansas. And then also to Mark, who's was appointed to his position. I appointed him in 2017 before transformation occurred. And Mark's leadership has really made a difference for Keep Arkansas Beautiful. He acts with passion, but he also acts with excellence in what he does. And I think he's really elevated Keep Arkansas Beautiful in terms of its marketing, in terms of its educational mission. And so thank you, Mark. And also want to recognize Secretary Hurst, who as a result of transformation has Keep Arkansas Beautiful in her portfolio. And it's important to her, I know. She provides great leadership there. And the fact that the voters of Arkansas included Keep Arkansas Beautiful into the 1/8 of a cent conservation tax says that Arkansas understands the importance of a natural state and understands the importance of keeping Arkansas beautiful. And so they have a consistent method of funding this program. And it makes a difference. And that funding allows us to continue the educational programs. I do like data. And so in 2019, Keep Arkansas Beautiful had 14,000 volunteers, gave 66,000 hours in cleanup and volunteer work. They removed 338,000 pounds of litter. That included 5,200 tires and planted almost 3,000 trees, shrubs, and flowers. And so way to go, volunteers. That's equal to, yes, about $1.6 million. I think it's worth a lot more than that, but nothing beats the volunteers and what they do. And then I do want to thank the Downtown Little Rock Partnership and East End. John, thank you for your work, and more broadly in all of education, what you do and the excellence that you bring. But also thank you for partnering with this project, because I drive by there all the time. And, you know, there's nothing more beautiful than seeing the children out there playing. And it reminds you of life and the future and the importance of education. And now you'll be able to combine the children that's out there playing, but also with the beautiful reminder that we need to keep Arkansas beautiful. And we are the natural state, and that's a very, very important part of our mission. Joel, where are you, Joel? Is that you? Okay, good. Great job. Great job. Let's give him a round of applause. I just came here to say the governor approves. Not that anybody cares, but I like it. I like it, and great job, and thank you for participating in this. And so with that, Otter, I'll turn the microphone back to you. Oh, maybe I'll turn it back to Mark. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Governor. Again, I want to thank everybody that was involved, certainly our commission that's very passionate and I really appreciate that. And also, we have one more thing we'd like to share with the governor. If the governor can get where he can see the screen, we have a special message from the children at eSTEM and the faculty for you. Okay, and with that, I'd also like to briefly announce that we have a new cartoon, I think that we're going to show that's coming out, which is another element for teachers for their classroom. And it's a short adaptation of the book, and it goes along with our other educational material. And I think we're going to play that. And again, thank you so much.
Otto the Otter lives in a cozy hollow log along the river that runs through a beautiful Arkansas park. Otto loves to play in the river, but lately he's been swimming through too much litter. Someone is making a mess, and Otto wants to find out who did it. Wait, there's a trail of trash through the woods. Surely it would lead to the litter critter. Otto notices large footprints next to the trail. "Could it have been Bigfoot?" exclaims Otto. "Could it have been Bigfoot?" replies a voice in the trees. It's Otto's friend Molly Mockingbird. Otto explained that someone was making a mess and must be found. "Will you join me on my search?" asked Otto. "Will you join me on my search?" answered Molly. Otto took that as a yes. As Otto and Molly picked up the litter along the trail, they came upon a turtle with a guitar who called himself Lightning Bob. "I'm the blues singing snapper, and I'm out of my shell. What's this trash on this trail? I'm not pleased, can you tell?" So Lightning Bob joined Otto the Otter and Molly Mockingbird as they continued their search for whoever made a mess of this beautiful Arkansas park. Along the trail of trash they went, following the big footprints along the way. They picked up plastic and bottles and cans. "Oh my," sang Bob. "I think we found our Bigfoot, but he looks like a rabbit." No, it wasn't Bigfoot making those big footprints. It was Clyde Clopper, and yes, those are big feet. "Sorry about my mess," said Clyde. Otto, in a burst of poetic inspiration, stepped up and declared, "Leaving this mess is no way to be. Let's clean it up and be litter-free." So the four new friends got to work, cleaning up the mess Clyde left. But as they found more and more trash in the park, they realized that Clyde Clopper wasn't the only litter critter. "We need everyone's help," exclaimed Otto. So the four of them huddled together to write a pledge for everyone who loves our parks to take. "I pledge to never be a litter critter. I will pick up and clean up and carry out my mess. I will keep Arkansas beautiful." And that was the day that Otto the Otter, Molly Mockingbird, Lightning Bob, and Clyde Clopper decided to take their pledge across the state, doing their part, as must we all, to keep Arkansas beautiful.